Yeah, I also wonder why this happened.
Okay. So actually, I read something on the internet about this. It's literally about your brain chemistry. You literally produce two kind of molecules called the dopamine and oxytocin that alters your whole brain. They literally hijack your normal thinking. So you become a lot different from who you are actually.
Yeah.
So if you actually understand this concept, then you will understand why you become like that.
Dopamine and oxytocin.
Yeah.
So it's all about science.
Yeah, it's science. It's normal meaning.
Oh, so you are mentioning about dopamine. Can you elaborate more about it? Because it's such
yeah.
an interesting things to know.
So, okay, people usually call it as a happy chemical.
Oh,
So people usually relate it to once once you become happy in that certain situation, you would produce that molecule. But actually, you already produced it beforehand because you have been expecting that situation
Oh
to
my
happen.
god. So
Yeah.
basically, you want to say that it is not happiness, it is hope.
Yes, you are being expectant.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, my hope. It's my hope.
I actually agree with Shamira. And
Oh.
psychologically, the anticipation is powerful because the uncertainty is actually makes the reward stronger, which is you don't even know when the person will reply to you, but you already make the future with them.
So I imagine myself getting married and so on, getting engaged.
Yes.
With them, even though I only like 1 week
Yeah.
relationship. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Does that mean inconsistent texture make it becomes more addictive?
Exactly. Yes. Your
Oh
brain
my
literally
God.
shows the urge to
That's why we
be
feel
rewarded.
nervous, right?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because you want to have something good in return. Because you are giving your best to that person, so you are expecting the same from them. So that especially happens in the ventral tegmental area of your brain, which is literally located at the bottom of your brain, that alters your whole system of thinking.
Okay, so that explains why I refresh my chats like I'm pulling a slot machine like this,
Yeah.
waiting for him to reply me. But then
There's no.
the hope.
Yeah,
hope.
the
That's
hope.
literally the mechanisms how
Yeah.
dopamine works, right?
That's
Yes.
All right, so we have talked about dopamine and oxytocin individually. So what happens when these two combine?
Dopamine combined together. Boom.
All right. So yeah, what about oxytocin?
So I have read one article. So it stated that oxytocin is actually a bonding hormone, which is it will release when during we are touch, eye contact, or closeness with people that we like. So there's a study showed that when people is newly in love, they will have a higher oxytocin. Well, as I said, that they already predict the future, even though they just maybe a week or 2 weeks in relationships, but they already see how their relationships will grow like a month or 2 months in the future.
Yeah. It basically increases your emotional responsiveness and lowers your social fear without you realizing.
Yeah.
unless they walk into the room and then you forgot how to speak.
Suddenly, yeah.
Forgot how to speak.
Okay, I see. So then, what actually happens when these two combines in our brain?
Okay, so they interact directly because oxytocin strengthens dopamine pathways. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Do you mind explaining how they interact right there?
With another.
Oh yeah. I mean what Shamira means that the oxytocin is they are giving the emotional signal, particularly from that one person only, and ignore the others.
Yes.
Oh. Does that mean our brain choose one specific target only?
Yeah, they're narrowly focusing on one person only.
Oh.
Okay. That's
That's why we become crazy, right?
Yeah,
So
like
one
we don't
specific
care about
we
other
only
people's.
talk about that person.
Yeah, like we don't care about other people's opinion as long as the persons we're crushing on, we got their opinion.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, anyone would like to add anything more about oxytocin and dopamine?
I think oxytocin and dopamine is such a interesting
Interesting.
to discuss about
Yeah.
and talk in this podcast. And I think humans is such a unique creatures because there's a lot of things are working
don't
in
know,
our
yeah.
body that we don't know.
Yeah.
Even though it's such a small thing.
Silly thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's such
it's
a
like,
silly
the
thing.
movie
It's
oxytocin,
also
but
really-
But
then
it's
can
actually
impact
a
us.
lot of things works to make it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree with you guys. Like dopamine oxytocin, wow, such a good explanation.
Thank you.
That's a great explanation. Okay, then before we end it up,
Mm-hmm.
what is your guys' like main takeaway from this talk?
Oh, okay. Anyone want to start first?
Maybe I.
You want to start first? Okay.
Well, for me, about this crush thing, I am not embarrassing, even though I do something stupid. But I'm not embarrassing. It's part of the experience in
Yeah.
our life. And I also like dopaminergically compromise, and that is also science. So yes, that's all for me.
All right. Which would like to say anything?
I think it's normal for us when we are crushing on someone and interpreting everything they do as a positive thing. It's okay because it's normal and it's clearly a dopamine and oxytocin works in our body,
Yeah.
right? So I think if you guys are experiencing that thing, just take a breath and check out with your friends.
Check
Yeah.
out my
Yeah,
actions.
actually, I agree with both of them.
Yeah.
Both you and Nawa, because you need to understand that it's literally the most normal thing happening in human. Like, you aren't human if you don't feel that kind of thing.
Yes.
So you're not
Yes.
normal if you
If you
don't
don't
feel
feel this,
something.
yeah, you
You
are
don't feel
wrong,
the
baby.
electricity. Yeah. So it's just normal for you to anticipate something good from others simply because you think you are doing your best too for them. So
Yes.
and it's also normal for you to be perceived as something different because you want them to look up to you to be something that they're expecting you to be. So you can be different. It's normal, especially for the first reactions of your crush. So
Like the first,
the
of
first
course.
reaction, what
Come on,
you want
first.
them to look at you as, right?
Yes.
So don't worry, Kemi. I know what you're
normal.
feeling. It's normal. Don't worry.
Okay.
What about you?
I totally agree with Shamira. Okay, from my perspective, yes, even when we know everything about the science about the dopamine and oxytocin, but we cannot stop ourselves from falling in love with our crush. So the matter here is we need to know how to control our feeling. No matter how much you love someone, make sure you're the one who controls the love, not the love that controls you.
Meaning
So
setting
it's
your
our
boundaries.
responsible to
Yeah.
control that,
Yeah.
so that it leads to something good and it doesn't lead to something negative.
Oh,
Yes.
I think that is the lesson that I
Really good
learned.
advice.
Yes, from you guys.
Yeah.
I think that's all for me.
Okay.
Perfect. That's really deep. Right. I guess that's it. If any of you guys are interested, we'll drop the actual studies in the show notes. I guess that's it for today. Thank you for listening to ELS Podcast. Tune in for the next episode.
Bye.
This is episode Hey 1 of ELS Podcast. What topics should we brain dump next? Drop your suggestions in the comments section below.